Got a new TV in front of me there. Hey, everybody, we are live. Welcome to the Paduti Podcast Theater. This is Rise and Outshine. I'm joined with my co-host, Wize. Wize, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing? How's everybody doing today?
Oh, we're doing well. We got a great show tonight. We have Don't Judge Me But podcast with Sabrina and James. Welcome to the main stage.
Hi. Thank you.
We've been goofing around for about a half an hour backstage, just having a good time. We've got a great show ahead of us. Let's hear that theme song.
We're asking the experts, we're all on a mission to rise in the rankings and outshine the competition. Welcome to Rise and Outshine.
Yeah. And Maria is out doing Maria things. She's at a convention right now, doing whatever Maria does. We don't know. It's always a surprise. She's from Parts Unknown. And Wize, we are relaunching Rise and Outshine tonight as a big way to kick off a big event that we're going to be doing in September of 2025. Wize has been calling everybody out, telling them where they need to be, and it's Pittsburgh. So mark it on your calendars.
Yeah, we started it. Started the push when I was out there for the weekend of International Podcast Day. We was there Saturday, Sunday. International Podcast Day fell on Monday, so we had a weekend event, and it was a great experience. I actually went down, got to hang out at the theater, and it was exciting. So our goal is to have at least half of the shows go live from the theater next year. So
that's gonna be nice.
Doing big things.
Yeah.
Hoping to get you up here next year. We're hoping you do a little bit of an East Coast tour. Is I think a big goal. Sabrina and I were talking some goals for the Don't Judge Me But podcast. Sorry about that. That could be a possibility for June, July, August, and then wrapping up September in Pittsburgh would be amazing if you got a little tour going on. Tell us, Sabrina, James, tell us a little bit about how'd you get into podcasting? How'd this all come together? How'd this show get put together?
You want to break it down?
So I actually have a podcast network that I recently revamped. It's called He Said What Network. And so at the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted to at least bring back one of my old shows, which was the He Said What show. And I actually had James on as a guest. And I feel like he did such an amazing job. Him, and then I also had our other co-host who's not here with us tonight, Dame, on as a separate guest. And I just felt like the both of them did really well, that I wanted to, create another platform with us three, because I felt like the perspectives that I could give and then James and Dame combined, it was just like a no-brainer. So I think the challenge, if anything, for us was figuring out what was the name of the podcast, like what would we call it? And we'll let James go into why we call it Don't Judge Me But podcast.
We call it Don't Judge Me But because we all have our own opinions and our own viewpoints, and sometimes we don't want to be judged for it. So what we say is, don't judge me, but I'm probably going to say something a little wild, or my opinion is going to be different than the average person's. So that's how we came up with the name.
Yes.
Oh, very, very nice. We have judges tonight. Wize and I act as co-hosts and judges, but those watching at home also get to judge as well. Let's put up a screen. We can show everybody how they're going to participate tonight. We have two ways to do it. If you want to add the Menti screen to the main stage here, you can go to menti.com and type in this code. Everybody watching at home, Wize is doing it. Our producer backstage is doing it as well. I've already pulled it up. It's menti.com, and you type in that code 17377450. And when you get there, if you switch the camera 2 on me, I don't know if you can make me full screen. Let's see. Woo, look at this. You'll see a little scoring criteria. And for those of you keeping score at home, we're going to be looking at things like audio quality and engaging hosts, quality of content. Does the content match expectations? We're going to see a little video. So that's kind of set the stage for what we're going to see over the next 10 minutes. And does that match? Like, these are things that feedback that we can give, all with positivity, all with love. And we're doing this to help everybody grow their podcasts and maybe find areas that they're weak in and they can improve on for future shows. And then once you're done with that score, listen to what you're hearing. Do you hear certain words? Are you inspired? Are you moved? Is there laughter? And start typing in the words that you associate with the show. And at the end of it, we're going to build this word cloud for them and show them, like, okay, these words are really popping with the audience. These are things that people are taking away from. These are things that people are experiencing while they're watching the show. So we're going to give this great bit of feedback back at the end. So everybody go to menti.com. Wize, are you already there?
Yes, I'm there.
All right, Wize is there. Or you can also scan the QR code that's on the screen right in front of you. We'll give everybody one more minute to go ahead and get that. But make sure, let's connect with Wize, because I didn't get to really give Wize a great introduction tonight. People wanted to meet with you and connect with you. I'm so used to talking to Wize, I assume everybody knows. Wize, what's the best way people can meet you and talk to you?
You can check out my YouTube channel, Stuck in My Mind podcast YouTube channel, as well as the Real Wize TV YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. So yeah, just look up Stuck in My Mind podcast, and you should be able to find me.
Sounds good. Sabrina, James, are you ready to take it over?
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it on.
Yes.
Let's go ahead. We're going to play a video for you to set the stage. When the video's done, Sabrina and James, it's going to be your stage. We'll give you 10 minutes on the clock, and we'll join you right after that. Let's play that video.
Don't Judge Me But podcasts are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
Dawn is good enough for them ducks, is good enough for the ship.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah.
what
Let me
you
hold
got
that.
going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be
You wanna-
heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
Hey.
And we are in the building.
Listen,
Go.
I'm right here. I don't think that toe sucking episode will ever get old.
It never does.
Ever.
Once people hear that, they're like, yo, he's a wild boy.
Yeah, let's tune in, right? First of all, shout outs to the audience. We thank you guys for tuning in. Shout outs to DJ. Shout outs to George in the chat. We see you guys. We appreciate the support. Yes, the toe suckers. Shout out to the toe suckers. Listen. So, of course, this show is called Don't Judge Me But podcast. And I have the Don't Judge Me for tonight. Don't judge me, but just because you have kids by a person in a toxic relationship does not mean you need to stay. I'll say it again. Just because you have children by someone in a toxic relationship does not mean that you need to stay. Period. So tonight, we're going to talk about the what does healthy relationships look like, and what does unhealthy relationships look like when it comes to putting in that effort, that work, right? Because James, you hear it all the time. You gotta put in the work. You can't just abandon a relationship because you have rough spots, right? What
Yep.
do you think about it, sir?
Listen, man. Everyone says, yo, relationships are work, marriage is work, but no one ever breaks it down, man. Let's get into what this work is. Number
What is
one, are you and your person putting in effort? Are you checking to see how their mental is? Are you checking to make sure that their life is a little easier? Is there anything you can do to make their life easier? Are
mm-hmm.
you contributing to the bills? Are you contributing to the housework? Are you making sure that your person is taken care of across the board, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, physically? It's more than just making sure the bills are paid and you having small talk throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, emotional support, man. Can you go talk to your partner whenever you're having a bad day? Can you open up to them and they won't judge you for how you feel? Or if you give them some constructive criticism, will they blow up or are they willing to accept it and take a deeper look at themselves? Sometimes we get so caught up in what we have going on that we forget that we're in a relationship with somebody else and they have feelings and emotions and needs and we need to cater to them as well. But you have to
Mm-hmm.
have a conversation to make sure that it's reciprocated. Just because if you're one of the people who's always putting in work and making sure that your family, significant other is okay, they should be
Mm-hmm.
doing the same as well.
Right.
It's
Now
two.
let me butt in there, right? Let me ask you, because that whole, making sure that your partner is taken care of and that you can communicate with them, and what happens when you say something to your partner and they don't understand and they automatically react, right? Like, how do you have those type of conversations? Because I know for me, if I'm coming to you, first of all, if we have a problem, I'm already on edge, just period, especially with my partner. But if I come to you and I tell you, this is how I feel, and the first thing that you say to me is, why are you in your feelings? Why am I in my feelings? Like, automatically, I'm going to jump to the defensive side, right?
Mhm.
So, if, for example, if your fiance comes to you and says, James, I understand you feel this way, but you blowing things out of proportion. How do we bounce back from that to a healthy spot in a relationship or even that conversation?
First, you got to talk about it.
Mm,
You got to get to the root of why you feel a certain way and why your partner feels a certain way. Then you have to sit back and understand that people grow up different. You got different
mhm,
upbringings, different trauma, different abuse. It's going to take time for someone to fully understand your thought process. You have to be open to accepting a new way of thinking because just because you think a certain way doesn't mean your partner is going to. You might have to explain some things to them. You might need to use some examples. You might have to go deep into what you're speaking on, but it
mhm.
takes time. And then once
Right,
you do actually plan on wanting to have a serious conversation, really listen. Understand that your person is hurting or they're going through something. Don't just be quick to be defensive. It might take a little time for them to get comfortable or understand your
mhm,
logic. Because men
right,
and women think differently regardless, but everyone thinks differently. We all have our own
right.
opinions and our own thoughts. If you want to
Yeah.
get back on good terms, I recommend lay down together and just look each other in the eye.
I know you was gonna say something like that.
Look each
David,
other
let
in the
me
eye. Just lay down and look each other in the eye for 30 seconds. The first one to laugh loses.
what? First of
Sometimes,
all, you
well,
you piss me off. You better not look me in the eye. Look,
not you know why? Because it's hard to look. It's hard to be mad at someone when you just got to stare at them, especially if
they
you're
gonna be
laying in
like,
the
"Are you
bed.
crazy? What's wrong with you?"
Hey, we trying something new, baby.
Listen, James from the Don't Judge Me But said, "I need to look you in the
I
eyes."
need to look you in the eye, baby. You can't be mad
What?
at me
What
if
if?
I'm sitting
First
there
of
smiling.
all, first of
What?
all, what if? Okay, side note, don't judge me, but what if they got an eye that look the other way? Like they don't look straight, and I gotta look you in. How am I look you in the eyes?
You pick which one you want to look at, and you
Shut up
focus on that one. No disrespect to anybody, or you can give them some
at all.
sunglasses. No
I just
disrespect
wanted to
to
know.
anybody.
So for the audience, for those of you who are watching right now, I want to know, what do you identify as situations that could be geared more so towards trying to put forth effort in a non-healthy relationship. So for example, walking on eggshells. How many times have you been in a toxic relationship and you want to speak up, but you already know that your partner is either going to be very defensive, or they're going to be violent, or you're going to upset them, and it's just never a good thing. So I have to watch what I say. I got to watch how I say it. If that has happened to you, put that in the chat. Just put me, or if you know someone, put, hey, I know someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be us directly, because that is one of the things when it comes to putting in work. When you're facing a non-healthy relationship, you're walking on eggshells. We're coming up with ways of how we can try to fix our partner, instead of identifying the fact that our partner needs to want to fix themselves first. You can't fix people. People have to fix themselves first, right? Just like we always use to reference when you're on an airplane and the airplane's going down, they say put on your mask first. You have to fix yourself first before you can fix anyone else. And a lot of the times in these unhealthy relationships, we take on the burden. We put all of our needs to the side because we want our partner to feel better or to do better.
You're 100% right.
I know.
But if you're in a relationship and you're walking on eggshells, it's not a relationship.
No.
That's more like
No.
that's like codependency. You just want somebody there.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? If you're
yeah.
in a relationship and you got to walk on eggshells, or you're afraid of someone abusing you or yelling at you or screaming at you, that's abuse, man, mental or physical. Take
Right.
my
And you
advice.
gotta go.
Get out of there.
Listen.
Get out of
You
there.
you have to be able to distinguish the a healthy relationship and a non-healthy relationship. First and foremost, that's the only way that you're going to be able to recognize what you are in. As I said at the beginning, and I'm sure we're going to be judged for it, but a lot of people stay in these unhealthy relationships because they have children.
Mm.
Your children can feel it. Your children see you fighting. They know it's not healthy. And you don't find out until they've grown up and they've become adults, and they say, I wish you would have left dad, or I wish you would have left mom years ago.
Mhm.
I mean, so what are we doing? How are we going to promote healthy effort? How are we going to, what are some steps that we can take to encourage those who are watching, those who are listening? This is what you want your relationship to look like. This is what a healthy relationship looks like.
Number one, open communication. You should be able to talk
Mm,
to your partner about anything and not withhold anything. You should be able to be honest about what you like, what you don't like, what you need for your needs to feel loved, to feel affection, what your
mhm,
partner needs. Is being open to a point where you share everything and not
mm.
being judgmental. That's number one. Number two, you gotta like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Love is one thing. Because love is an emotion, but if you love somebody, love can run out. But if you genuinely like the person you're with, you like the same shows, you have the same interests, you watch the same you like the same movies, you go to different spots together, you like amusement parks, whatever your activities are. If you like the person that you're with, their sense of humor, that will carry you along when you have those rough patches and you don't love your person anymore, or you're not seeing eye to eye. Because normally once love runs out and you don't like your person, some people start branching off to go find somebody else who will give them that feeling they need.
Let me add something into that too, because I want people to also understand that you don't have to enjoy the same things that your partner enjoys. That's okay too. Like,
True.
you really don't need to mimic them, but are you at least putting forth the effort of showing interest, right? I might
Mhm.
not like football. I can't stand sports, but baby, I'm gonna put on this jersey for you and I'm gonna do a touchdown dance. You know, what are you going to do to show your interest with your partner? And then give us one more, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up.
One more thing to show that your interest with your partner.
Yeah, yeah, or just what a healthy relationship looks like.
A healthy relationship looks like Just two people who are committed to making sure that each other's okay.
Yeah.
And not just being selfish.
Yeah.
You make sure your partner has everything they need, mentally, physically, spiritually, sexually, emotionally,
Mhm.
and you cater to those needs. But don't think that you know. Talk to them so that way they
Right.
can tell you what they need.
Right. Let me add into that and then we'll wrap it up. He did say sexually. Please also understand that bringing someone else into your bedroom to spice up your relationship is not always the fix.
It's
Because
not.
if you have a rocky foundation, if home is not taken care of first, then you can bring the whole neighborhood into your bedroom. It's going to crumble even more. So make sure home is taken care of first before you add anything else into this pot. So, with that being said, you guys, you have witnessed a short version of the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl, Sabrina. You can find me across social media at underscore simply bree underscore SIMPLEEBREE underscore. James?
It's your boy, James, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship. TikTok, right there at mental underscore ambition 2.0, 74,000 followers, 2.1 million likes, 80 million views. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm a life coach, recovery coach, podcaster, motivational speaker, and author. Hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything.
I'm gonna come out with something slick like that to say one day, and I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, I'm
Like
waiting for it.
I got y'all. Y'all just give me some time.
You got it.
Yeah,
That's so.
yeah. We're done.
That's good timing. Wow. I'm looking at myself and my daughter, and I'm like, there's some things here I need to work on for myself at home, like let's make home, a nicer, a better place. Communication
Yes.
is such a big part of it. I've been married uh 19 years. So daughter just told me it's got, and so maybe we
Hopefully
don't,
the wife isn't watching.
yeah. No, she doesn't watch. But one of the things I like to do when I come back. Oh, I know we didn't talk about this. Is a Sunday night on YouTube at 5 p.m. We didn't cover that. If you want to get more of the Don't Judge Me But podcast, Sunday nights on YouTube at 5 p.m. Make sure you're tuning in. Go subscribe. Uh, Make sure you get this on your schedule. That's almost perfectly in between games on Sunday night, so there's no excuses. You get tune in, you get extra entertainment on Saturday. So one of the things when we come back, how was it for you? Was it, some people say it's a little bit nerve wracking. We didn't know what to expect, but you seemed like true professionals. You handled the 10 minutes and the
Thank
conversation kept going. It was flowing really nice. And the content was great. How do you feel coming back from that 10 minutes?
It's interesting because for me, I'm not used to just 10 minutes. Like we haven't even typically touched the iceberg on our show in the first 10 minutes
Nope.
because we're engaging more so with the audience. Before we even get started, before we even go live, the audience has already started conversations in the chat with each other. So it's like we're joining into their conversation. So for me, it was weird, but of course we could do it. It's just the time management. So it was exciting. It was definitely exciting.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead, James. Sorry.
I was gonna say this is what we do, baby. This is great. We can do it all day, all night.
And we did have some comments coming in. We were trying to put them up, but we didn't want to, interrupt the show and the flow. So we kind of stopped doing it. But I think there's a couple more. And any feedback from the audience, Ireland, that came in? Let's see what we got here. Some clicking. Real facts. They need to fix themselves first. This might have been, something I was thinking of myself. Some are hard headed and refuse to admit that they need to work on them. And and when you hit on communication, I was like, this is something that I think a lot of couples can benefit from.
Yeah.
And Wize, what were some of your takeaways?
Oh man, the toe sucking incident got me laughing. Had me laughing.
That's what get everybody.
I think that may score heavy. We'll find out in the word cloud there.
But no, I just love their energy. I love to come out. They interact so well, all three of them, and then the little sample you guys just gave us here, it was phenomenal. I enjoyed it a lot. I look forward to really catching a show on Sundays. So I'm excited. It's a really good show. Thank you. The guys did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We hope to see you in them comments.
Listen.
Yeah, the energy was up. The conversation was great. I think you're going to be pleased with the scoring because this is the part of the show where you have no control. You have no idea what you're about to see. So let's go. I'm going to ask the producer. Let's look at the scores first, and let's see like where are some strong areas, where maybe some areas you want to work on, and we're going to pull up the Menti scores here for those of you who voted. I think we had over a half. How many we have in there? I can't see. My eyes are too small.
Wow.
10 total votes coming in, and you scored high, a 9.0 overall, which is really good. But some areas that you want to take a look at, audio quality. Now we're in a live streaming event, so some of that could be delay with Facebook, and so take that with a grain of salt. But that still scored really high. I said I predict the hosts are going to score well. Engaging hosts, one of your highest scores there. The quality of content people like, and then you can see how there's like little holes in the background. That's the distribution of the votes that came in. So across the board, you're scoring 8, 9, and 10s pretty much across the board. The content matching the expectations. So we did a little preview, then you set up the video. So all that was all in line. So that was matching on brand. We're making sure that you're delivering on what you promise. And the production quality for being live, scoring in the 9s is great. You never know what's going to happen off. We had a little bit of glitches before we even went live. I don't think your video didn't glitch once while we were live, Sabrina. So it was clean the whole time. So seeing those scores now, after just seeing a 10-minute segment of your show, this is what people took away from it. How do you feel about those scores?
We appreciate you all. Come watch it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. This is the first time that we've been on this type of format where we've been scored. We do get feedback from our audience and those who are just tuning in for the first time, and those who are even just popping in the chat. But to see it to this caliber is just like it's amazing, and it feels really, really great to see this type of feedback.
Yeah, for the shows that we've had on, this was solid all around. I thought you were hitting on all cylinders. The quality was great. Conversation, I think Wize is echoing the same things. It was solid. I think you really put something together here that's really good.
Where you guys at?
So
I'm in Connecticut.
I'm in Atlanta, and James and Dame are both in Connecticut.
See, I'm in Pennsylvania. So Jeff is in Pennsylvania. We would listen. We would love to see our live. Come do the. Yeah, y'all need to clear your calendars for September and come down to Pittsburgh and do it live in the theater, and it'd be a great experience because we're working on doing a networking event that Friday, where all the podcasters who are going to be doing live can get together and hang out and really start just picking each other's brain and having a good time and getting to know each other, and then having live shows that Saturday and Sunday. So if you can make it happen, it would be great to have you guys live from the theater.
All you gotta do is send the dates and times, my boy. Pittsburgh take over. We in there.
You heard that, Jeff? See, look, I got us another show.
I like it. Sabrina and I we were joking back in October when we were putting this all together. I said, you know what's halfway between Georgia and Connecticut? Yeah, it's Pittsburgh. We're right there. Come on, compromise, meet halfway. We'd love to have this show on the stage. I think it would be a phenomenal addition to our event. But those are things we can talk about in 2025. Yes. Now comes the most nerve-wracking part because there's no control over this. This is the stream of conscious word cloud that gets built when people are listening to your show and taking it all in. We ask, just write anything. You can use emojis. You can say single words that pop into your head. How were you influenced by this show? And let's see what people wrote in. So what comes to your mind? We had 38 responses come in. Well, 40 response still loading. Great conversation, relationships, healthy relationships. Look each other in the eye. That
Oh,
was
sucker.
lay down next to you and look you in the eye. Engaging, amazing, open communications, and thought provoking. These are all things that people took from the show while they were watching, and love and communication. The fire emoji was big. Hearts and the love emojis made it. Toe sucker. That toe sucker did make it into the. This will be known as the toe sucker show.
Yes.
Knowledgeable, entertaining. Now that you've seen the scores and you've seen the words that people associated while they were listening, how do you feel about all that? How do you take all that in?
So I am a perfectionist, right? And someone can say, your show was great. And I'm like, yeah, it was great. But what can I do to make it better? And so to actually be able to be humbled and see live results, it's very rewarding. Like, I am beyond ecstatic. Like, my cheeks are going to hurt. Like, this is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it.
And I appreciate everybody who watched. You tuned in.
Yeah.
You see the responses. It gives me hope that we're doing something great. And it makes me want to keep going. It makes us want to keep going. So we appreciate everyone who's tuned in. We appreciate you guys for letting us have this opportunity as well.
Yeah. Because this is for y'all. We're not doing it for us. It's for us. It's just like we're coming together and we're just having a conversation. But it's more so, it's literally don't judge me, but because we want to say what other people want to talk about, but they're fearful of doing so because they don't want to be judged. So we'll take the hit for you. We'll talk about it.
Whatever
but
you want.
We also understand by talking about it, we're educating each other, we're healing each other, and we're figuring out what is the resolution to these problems. So we're doing it for you guys, and we appreciate the feedback and the responses. And the opportunity, Jeff and Wiz, for us to even be here. For us to even be here.
It's all right. Our buddy Phil from Canada, he stays calling me Wiz. And
that's the way Canadians pronounce it. That's honestly, this show is on track. I think you're doing a lot of things right. Right from even only sampling 10 minutes of it. I think you can tell from the feedback that's not just Wize and I saying these things. The people watching are also saying the same thing. So, congratulations on what you've put together so far. I can't wait to see this keep growing and going. And any other last closing words, Wize, James, Sabrina?
Check out that show. Great show. Yeah,
and keep coming back here. Keep coming back and supporting all of the podcasters that come on this stage and give you that time and the effort. Please continue to support everyone because they're doing it. They have a purpose. The purpose might not be clear to some people, but they know and they're pushing it. And continue to support this platform. Me and Jeff have spoken before this show, and Jeff has put in some blood, sweat, and tears. Like, he is giving back to the community. If you guys do not support what he has going on, listen, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, you need help. Okay.
No, it's Jeff is amazing. We've been friends now for almost 4 years. We connected through podcasting.
Or pandemic.
It's been a blessing to really be able to learn from Jeff, because I've learned so much with talking to Jeff. We've had some great conversations. Like when he's like, "Yo, I'm open to the theater," and I'm like, "I'm there." He's like, I'm do an event for International Podcast Day. My wife, who actually had never done a show or anything, she was there. We got her to go on stage and do it and be a part of the event. So it was a great experience. It was a great experience, and to be able to help Jeff live his dream of opening the theater and being there to support him, and it was amazing. It was so much fun, got to hang out with two of my close friends in podcasting, and that's why next year we would, like I said, we would love to have you guys come down and
Yes.
and do your magic live on stage and have a great time. Connect with some many amazing podcasts, because we're definitely working on getting as many people down there as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I'm with it.
We're there. And just DJ in the chat says Dame might not be here right now, but he is still here. Yeah, shout out to Dame.
Shout out to Dame.
Dame is not here because Dame is, where's he, in the Dominican Republic
Yeah,
right now?
he in Dominican Republic celebrating his birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Dame.
Yeah,
you are missed, but we know you're here, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This show would play very well to a live audience, so keep that in mind. Definitely for the future. But if you can all get together somewhere, someplace, you just happen to be at the same place, try to schedule something. I think you'll be impressed with how this show would play in front of a live audience. I think you'd be very blown away at it's already ready to go live. So I think you
just got to get up there.
You got to get out there. That's right. Yeah. And one last time, don't judge me, but for Sunday nights, 5 p.m. on YouTube. Any other last minute plugs, links, things you want to talk about?
Check out www.hesaidwhatnetwork.com for more information about this show, as well as any upcoming shows that we're going to be releasing soon as well.
Hit the TikTok right there at mental_ambition 2.0, or hit my website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Check out the books I wrote. Really good. No complaints.
Yes. Very good. And Wize.
I'm already following you guys on TikTok. So
am I lying about the numbers though?
No.
Let them know, fam.
Thank you both, and your daughter as well, for just being here and making this possible. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate Jeff. I appreciate Wize. I appreciate everyone who watches. I appreciate everyone who supports, everyone who comments. Without you guys, we would not be doing this. We do it for y'all. So I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to like, watch, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wize?
You can check me out on Instagram at Wize El Jefe. TikTok, same thing. Check out Stuck in My Mind podcast website, the YouTube channel, as well as Real Wize TV YouTube channel. And yeah, that's it right now.
And I'm Jeff. This is my little space. I'd love to have all you come down, sit on the theater, and entertain the audience. It's Paduty.com, PODUTY.com. We're just outside of Pittsburgh, and we'll be doing shows like this all the time, week after week. Paduty.com. This has been the Rise and Outshine podcast. Thank you. Don't Judge Me, but podcast. Let's hear that theme music.
We're asking the experts, we're all on a mission to rise in the rankings and outshine the competition. Welcome to Rise and Outshine.
All right, we are cutting the feed. Oh, wait, we lost Sabrina. Wait, don't cut everybody. No, just turn the feed off. Oh my goodness. Where'd all my guests go? The feed's still live. Are we still live?